I had read about this industry that was growing in the US of alternative financing, what we would call fintech now, but this was, 2009, so it was called alternative finance, or in particular for small business, it was called merchant cash advance. And I was intrigued.
David Jens, the founder and CEO of Merchant Growth, a leading Canadian fintech company that specializes in small business financing. And I'm very excited to speak to you because I know you're a seasoned entrepreneur. You've been in multiple news stories I've read. So I'm very curious about your journey and your journey specifically to launch Merchant Growth. And I'm sure that our viewers will learn a lot from you. Perhaps tell our viewers about your own professional entrepreneurial journey and what sort of motivated you to get into the business financing space and launch Merchant Growth.
Absolutely. I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs. My father, brother, and uncle all had their own companies. And I grew up around the highs and lows that come with that, the long hours that sometimes come up, the challenges, but also the rewards of, working for yourself and making something happen. That inspired me to want to become an entrepreneur myself, and it taught me a fair bit. I went to UBC, studied finance, and through that, I got a job in the investment world. I worked at a private equity firm working on what they call mid-market private equity transactions. So we were buying private companies, and that was a great learning experience. I got to really understand the nuts and bolts of a business, the financials, how to model a business and understand what drives a business and how to structure investments, how to raise capital, so on and so forth. So that was a great intro. And it was during that time at the private equity firm that I had read about this industry that was growing in the US of alternative financing, what we would call fintech now, but this was, 2009. So it was called alternative finance, or in particular for small business, it was called merchant cash advance. And I was intrigued because I learned just how difficult it was for small businesses to get funding from traditional sources. I learned about technology's role in creating a more convenient experience for borrowers, and I was just fascinated by it. And so that's how, the business plan, got written and off the ground. And before I knew it, we started funding loans and kind of growing it a step at a time from there.